Chodesh Tov, a good new month. It's begun the month of Iyar, the month when summer starts to make us feel it. And it is the day we go back to yeshiva after Pesach. The whole Torah world has this month of Pesach set aside for the redemption. And then we don't go back until Rosh Chodesh Iyar. And so you feel this change in the air in the yeshiva world, of course, because everybody's going back to yeshiva, back to the daily working of the Torah, the daily prayer and learning and arguing and fighting out the laws of God, because fighting the laws of God refines us so that we don't want to go fight somewhere else. Isn't that a beautiful thing about the Torah? This is the lunchroom at Yeshivat Nahar Shalom in Jerusalem, where the guys eat after Mincha. You know, isn't it a wonderful thing? We fight in the Torah, and you leave the yeshiva calm. You leave the yeshiva having exercised those muscles that need to be exercised, those argumentative muscles. You know, because there's a lot of people that argue just because. They don't even think about the case of it beforehand. And yet that nature is put in us by God to argue, to fight, to want to be right, to not want to be wrong. And all these things are already in us from the moment we're born. So we turn to the Torah again. We come back to the ancient laws, to the ancient arguments, to the ancient logic, rhetoric, and all the tools that we must use to fight the wars of God, which is the wars of knowledge. And the war of the knowledge, it's the knowledge of God that we're fighting about, right? I mean, the Arabs are doing it. They're saying that their God wants them to kill Jews and they get to go to heaven. And the Christians have their own theology that says other things that I'm not going to go about now because it's not our point. And the Judaism comes along and says, no, the fight of God is the fight for the awareness of God. And God assigned the Jewish people to be the people who were involved in that fight on a daily basis. And we have been with every nation that we've ever gone to has turned sour on us at some point so far. There have been nations that were really good to the Jewish people at times, but things change. And on Rosh Chodesh Iyar, with the spring upon us and the temperatures are going up, and the rain in Israel stops at this time, for the most part. You know, we're coming back to the renewal of the fight for God. Not for ourselves, not for 72 virgins, not for having all my sins that I've ever done have some other man on a cross remove them. I got to do the work. And that is all the difference. So Chodesh Tov, Shavua Tov should be a good week, a week of, smelling the flowers. They're out there. And we bless on those flowers. We bless on everything because we know that everything comes from one place. Our Father in heaven, who is the Father of all creation. All 100 billion galaxies, all 100 billion stars in every galaxy. That's a mind-boggling thing to kind of think about for a minute. But when we do, it makes more sense than no explanation at all. And if we look at that, the no explanation at all is the argument of the atheist. That everything just was. Really? Everything just was? You just, people just threw some ink on a page and created the Torah? Anybody who does any work at all and opens up those books and looks at the commentaries and sees the pristine arguments and the sincerity of the positions that the rabbis take, you have to believe, because we see another level of human, another level of who we can be ourselves, and that is worth a lot. So Chodesh Tov, we'll see you again with all our talks. We're coming out with some new things on Rabbi Nachman, and there's a lot more to be released from heaven. God bless.